phone books. How many of us have seen phone books lying in driveways, stacked up in office building lobbies, waiting to be thrown away? I know that I get mine every year, put it in the drawer, and I don't think about it again until the next year when another one comes. I often wonder, when will the phone book stop coming? The phone book customer has moved on. The phone book customer is speaking by leaving the phone book unclaimed. Yet the question is, when will the yellow pages listen? Now, this metaphor is quite similar to what our industry faces today. We have a new customer coming into our stores, yet we are trying to reach them with some of the same ways that we have in the past. Today, we will show you how to look at those customers in the future, and by focusing on one segment, one solution, and one savings, you will get them back in your stores. Our industry has a reason to worry. Our customers have been leaving our stores at an alarming rate. Restaurants, online services, they are being pulled away. As you can see, in January, for the first time ever, customers are eating away from home more than they are eating in the home. We have reason to be worried. We have to get them back. Today, we will provide you with a new way to segment customers while giving you a way to personally reward those customers and give the retailer the greatest cost savings in the last 100 years. One customer, one solution, one savings. We are Team Consumer Meritage, and we are a blend of the industry. I'm Lane Garland from Brookshire Grocery Company, from Bimbo Bakeries, Tom Moiser, from Fry's Food and Drugs, Danny Coyote, from New Zealand, from New World Supermarkets, Madeline McNeil, from Costco Wholesale, Wendy Codicina, and from Kraft Foods, Reed McClung. Now to Madeline, who will discuss the customer.
Take a look at the woman that you see on the front of this Time magazine cover. She is their representation of what the future customer will look like. And through blended ethnicity, we can see that this future customer is looking very different. We need to understand these changes of our customer and adopt to meet their needs and wants of the future. So to understand our customer, we first took a look at all the different influences that would be affecting them. And as you can see, it is very complex. These are only some of the influences that we could fit on this slide. But we can really simplify this diagram down and look at 4 key drivers of our customer: health, generations, lifestyle, and ethnicity. So now that we understand some of these key drivers, we can start to segment the marketplace. But we can no longer just traditionally segment the marketplace in the way that we have done in the past: age, gender, income levels. No, this customer is going to be very complex. We have to look at psychographics. And psychographics are interests, opinions, and attitudes of our customers. From there, we can use psychographics to segment our marketplace, and we have come up with four segments for you today. And this is very exciting. No one has come up with these segments before. We have the traditionalists, enlightened optimists, the apprehensives, and conscious realists. So let's take a look at them. We have the traditionalists. They're going to have the greatest spending power in the market by 2030. They also love to eat at home rather than going out. Then we have the enlightened optimists. These people will be the greatest number in our workforce by 2030. They also love to shop in multi-channel stores. They find value by shopping around, whether this value is low-cost products or services, or whether these are specialty items such as organics. And finally, we have the conscious realists. We're going to deep dive into conscious realists today. This is the main segment that we want you to focus on. And Reed's going to deep dive a little bit more into who these people are. But first, we have a video for you. We have gone out and interviewed a number of local high school students around this area. And we think they're the perfect example of what our conscious realists look like today. So let's take a look at what values they have.
But, you know, being able to find something quick if I'm in a rush, or being able to find something that I like in every store, because I like international foods, especially like Asian culture, cuisine and whatnot.
Things that are healthy, things that, you know, it's that's good for me but tastes good.
If it's healthy.
Influence to eat healthier.
Well, in the future, I'm hoping to, try to get healthy and look a lot better. I believe in today's society, a lot of problems such as obesity is going on, and diabetes. My grandma and grandpa both have those.
I guess junk food is in the stores. As we go along the store, then we stop at the aisles, and then there's the chips, and then next to the chips it's the soda, and then next to the soda it's the cookies.
Fast food restaurants are just so easy to just so accessible, and it just makes life a lot easier.
So what we all heard is just a small window into the lives of the conscious realists. There's a tidal wave coming. By 2030, nearly 1 out of every 2 consumers in the US are going to share the values of the conscious realists. They are set to dominate the consumer landscape. Now, we came up with the name conscious realists because these are the consumers who are hyper aware of everything that goes on around them, and they act strongly on what they believe in. Now, by 2030, these people are going to be such a force in our industry, and age is not going to define this group. Their beliefs and values will. So I'm going to talk a little more about what these consumers believe in and what they value, and as well as some of the challenges that they have. For example, these consumers have the highest digital influence amongst our 4 consumer segments. And for example, today, children aged 5 through 16 on average spend about 6.5 hours per day in front of some type of digital screen. Now that's a TV, a computer, a smartphone, or even a gaming console. And in 1995, that average was 3 hours. Amongst that same demographic, 60% will rank online gaming as their favorite activity. Conscious realists are also very active on social media, and they treat that information as trusted and legitimate sources of information. They also exhibit the shortest attention spans and are the ultimate consumers of snack media. What that means is that they can process rapid amounts of information from all around them, but if a message is not fast enough, they're going to lose interest. So to reach this challenging consumer, this is going to require new marketing approaches. It's going to require heavy emphasis on social media, personalization, and even gamification. And conscious realists, they are highly educated, and they're educated to believe in things like ethics and sustainability. They are ethical. 67% of these consumers characterize their favorite brands or products as those who support good causes or donate to charities. And they can tell if a company is not acting as a good corporate citizen, and when they do find out, they will actually have that company stand trial via social media. They also believe in sustainability. They are hyper-ethical, and they want companies to make a profit out of doing good. They don't buy greenwash. Now, these consumers, they're also going to face some challenges. Because of their high digital influence and lifestyle, they're going to live very sedentary lives. And that's a problem because they're going to be the least active consumer group ever. They're going to have serious issues facing obesity, diabetes, and depression. And they're going to look to the food industry for us to listen to what they believe in, and we need to basically promote healthier products and help them through product education on nutritional benefits. And earlier today, Maddie spoke about our 4 consumer segments that we created and we defined And I spoke about the one consumer segment, the conscious realists, who are set to basically dominate and set the stage for our food industry. Now, Danny will speak about the one method and one application to capture this consumer.
Wow, what a different customer. To reach the conscious realist, we're going to have to look at store layouts, store selection, in-store services, and how to reward our customers for being loyal. Today, we're going to talk about one solution to reward our customer. Our research has shown the key drivers that the conscious realist will care about. Today, currently, 73% of our customers care about price. 61% care about health. 35% of our customers care about sustainability. So we've envisioned one solution for this. We call it the Food Industry Rewards. It is an application that gives back to the customer based on what they believe in and what they care about. This is not like our traditional loyalty programs of today. It offers a little bit more. So let's take a look at the homepage. This is Janice Brown. Janice still earns her rewards the traditional way as savings and fuel discounts. But she also earns rewards for health, which is purchasing organic products. Sustainability by purchasing local grown. And she's still able to get other things. As a customer, you want to earn these rewards. And as you earn them, you get to choose what rewards are important to you. So let's take Janice again. An example is she really wanted to join a gym, but she couldn't quite afford it. But by earning rewards at her local grocery store, she was able to choose a discount at her local gym. This is a great way to partner with your local businesses. Now, Wendy is going to talk about how we earn these rewards.
So there are two ways that we can earn points through the Food Industry Rewards program. By our shopping behaviors, or all the purchasing inside of the store, and by our lifestyle behaviors, or all the proactive, healthy things that we do outside of the store. We'll take a look at the health category as an example. We are encouraging our customers to make healthier decisions when they're shopping inside of our stores. This would include items from our fresh departments, organic items, and items that are high in nutritional value. We also realized this would be a win for our industry. We could build better brand awareness on these premium categories. We could trade our customers up to these premium categories. As the sales grow, we'll be able to see economies of scale and will eventually lower the costs. By 2030, our country will have almost half of Americans that will be obese. It is our job to help our customers make healthier decisions in their lifestyle and their shopping behavior. We're also going to reward our customers through their lifestyle behaviors, or all the proactive, healthy things that they're doing outside of the store. Especially our conscious realists who lead such a sedentary lifestyle, and they're so entwined in their digital universe, we need to get them up and get them outside. And another example would be a customer who may be an active walker, and we're able to track their active walking on their Fitbit. Through our research, we found there are already others in the industry that have adopted these personalized programs, such as the North Face with their VIP rewards, or Walgreens with their Balance Rewards program. Our industry needs to adopt a personalized program for our customer as well. We have an opportunity with the Food Industry Rewards to make a huge impact, especially on our most important future customer, who is the conscious realist. But if we're going to do that, we need to do it in their form of communication, which is digitally. And by giving the conscious realist what they want digitally, we will see the largest savings in our industry in almost 100 years. Tom, what is that savings?
Print ads. We've done them because we've always done them. We do them because everyone else is doing them. We do them because we just don't know how to stop. Today, our industry is at a tipping point. Last year alone, we spent over $820 million just in the grocery channel on print advertising. As an industry, we need to listen to what our customers are telling us. There's a huge cost savings opportunity. How? By opting out. If we simply opt out with our food industry rewards program, we offer the customer the alternative: stay with print advertising or opt out to digital. As customers opt out, our print ad costs go down and savings can be realized. But we can still get our cost message to our consumers, only now we can do it in a very personal way. In addition to our regular ad message, we can bring the items which they consume up front and in the spotlight. Whoops. Today we've covered a new way of segmenting our customers, which will bring them back into our stores and reward them for their lifestyles. We have shared with you a digital platform which will engage our customers in a very personal way. And finally, we've shown you a method, a solution for cost savings which we can reinvest in the customer. One customer, one solution, one savings. The customer of tomorrow will be very complex. They will live diverse lifestyles and will be more digitally connected than ever before. We need to listen to what our customers are telling us. Please go back to your marketing teams today and adopt our food industry rewards program. Segment your customers the way we've shown you today, and maybe your customers will want to listen to what you have to say. Thank you very much, and we'll open it up for questions.
Are you proposing with the food industry rewards program that all channels combine to participate in this food industry rewards program? And how does this group go about getting every chain, regional and national competitors, to get involved in something like this? This is a major undertaking. How do you propose you do that?
Well, actually, the cost of a common application is about $100, or about $100,000. So each customer can undertake this individually, or if you're a very small customer, you can group with an already existing application to enter that program. As the larger chains will be able to set up their own programs and will be able to do all of these things. In fact, I think a lot of the chains already have a lot of the information already in place to do this.
Great job. Quick question. You talked about these segments migrating it by 2030. I'm just curious, on those 4 segments, where are we right now, and how is that migrating over time, and how does that change your philosophy and how you're going to shift that media over time?
Well, the way that we have segmented our market right now is, as I've said, through demographics alone. And we really need to take a new look at our customers. These are new segments, so we cannot pinpoint what these segments look like today, but we can predict what they will look like in the future. Does that answer your question? Great, thank you.
Hi. At the early part of your presentation, you outlined one of the biggest issues right now facing our industry is the decline of people doing their shopping in stores and getting their food there versus going out to eat. How does this solution solve that?
With the rewards program, it'll help people bring them back. You have a competitive advantage by getting the program.
So it'll keep them coming back to your store by giving the customer a reward that they want. They actually get to choose what reward they want.
I think you did a great job with presentations and content. If you're suggesting that everybody do it, what separates one chain from the other? What makes one more valuable than the other to drive the customer to their own?
Well, that's a great question. I think each company may have their own version of this. We call it the Food Industry Rewards Program, just as in name. It doesn't necessarily, clump all of the companies together. Everybody will have their own version of this, but the company that comes to it first and starts offering these personalized rewards will be the ones that will be able to benefit the most.
Can we go now?
Yes. We've got a few more presentations.
Great job, very provocative. I think you're capturing really this generation, whatever we call the next generation. It's not going to be millennials, but by the time 2030 comes around, there's going to be a new one. I think it's going to be the Jim Lee generation. I don't know. But in all seriousness, terrific job on that. And I think what you did is you took the characteristics of consumers today and looked at it for the future. So I commend you for that and kind of created your own segmentation. And that may change, I know that, over time. I guess the question is, are you selling an application, or are you selling, I know you're selling a lifestyle, et cetera, and you heard these questions about how do you do consumer loyalty, et cetera, and so forth, but is this really selling an application, or what? Because it feels like that's what we're doing. We're putting all of this together to sell an app to, whether an Android-based or iOS-based, whatever it might be, to sell an app for people to use. And if that's the case, I can tell you right now, I've got an iPhone, I got 7 pages right now here, and it's full of apps. And I don't know which ones to choose anymore. How do you break through that clutter?
No, that's a great question. And I think the idea with the app is that it's more of a means to an end and kind of the channel to get to the consumer. And that was one of the examples. And we have 4 consumer segments, and each one will have their own way to be reached, because they're going to be so different in 2030, and that the consumer of the future, they're going to be looking for kind of more that interactive, behavioral-based platform that actually will reward them based on their behavior. And again, the app is just one of the ideas. So not necessarily pitching the app, but more so the concept of creating kind of future loyalty that speaks to that consumer in kind of a meaningful way.
You're going to charge for it too, right? The app itself?
Thank you very much, Consumer Meritage.